Um, I'm just coming on here real quick, because when I post a beat like this one, shout out to the producer, respect and appreciation, or attempted respect and appreciation, because life is life, right? What does that mean? Where the wild things are, the truth hidden in plain sight, the truth in a children's book, the elite showing things in quote unquote, revealing things in Simpsons cartoons, right? End quote. So has always been there, kind of quote unquote casually mocked, end quote. But the thing is, the thing that helps us go past it, transcend it, transform it, is the particular predecessors in human incarnation forms that give us a particular type of truth, so we could go past a particular type of general society deception, so then we could have some type of starting balance path of liberation. What is liberation for people who want to play? I don't know what you're talking about. Generally saying, liberation is some type of freedom and disabling the oppression, right? And the oppression is tricky because you could be mentally oppressed without you even knowing it, because that's your confusion, numb, fog energy of esoteric, quote unquote, distortion, end quote. So the thing is, it's like we can only attempt to embark upon the path of liberation. What am I talking about? Liberation, before someone is like, well, what do you like? I don't understand it. So liberation, it's recognizing the different types of bondages spiritually, of how you could, how there's just a particular type of energy contraction. And there's just like there's just kind of like a locking of a free flowing energy of freedom within the mind. We, like, some people don't necessarily even like choose what they think. That's how deep the programs are. The programs are like within the society of the game of the Matrix. They're just kind of pushed forward to see what we could break out of, or how we could just accept it, because we don't like have to accept all of the detrimental programs, right? But they're there in part of the Matrix. Growing up through like the society and the family life, and on just an esoteric science level, there's casual contamination energies, right? Of like a different reality of truth and balance, right? So I'm coming on here casually, real quick, and I'm going to end it real quick right now. I just wanted to come on real quick just to say, like the predecessors say, this is the path of the mastery, right? You can't let like other people's spilled milk energy disturb your spilled milk energy. And for you to even be there is an honor, right? For you to even like hold space, it's like there's like a working of mutual appreciation, perhaps, right? Perhaps. But it's like the truth is in the children's books, where the wild things are, the nature of just the physical reality, and the quote unquote creatures, end quote, are various, right? So I'm coming on here just to be raw, and I'm gonna conclude it real quick, because things are what they are, the beat that I posted on the community board, I already wrote to it, but I guess like for some reason I'm like, I could freestyle it right now, like some of it. I'll just play the beat, right? I'm gonna play the beat. But like when I like attempt to do a beat, I want to do it structured and right to it, so it sounds good, like, or like it sounds structured, so it could possibly sound good or better than not good, because obviously like if someone puts out a song, you have to kind of climb up a bar where it's better than not good, right? But if it's not better than not good, and there's some energy quality within it, that there's a lack of a certain type of musical alignment, then it would be considered quote unquote not good, end quote. And that's just the game of the music, right? And there was a different point I wanted to bring up, but I'm just gonna play the beat and just kind of breathe with it. Oh yeah, I know where I'm at. So obviously, like, shout out to the music program Guitar Pro. That program's been out for a while, because if you're new and if you're new to like music production. So I wrote to this song, right? So obviously, I think it's already been done a long time ago. But like, obviously, like if you buy a tablet, you could download the Apple program or the Microsoft program of like how Guitar Pro could be installed into a tablet. But like, and I think it's already been done, but like, I'm just kind of recollecting, like working up to the fact that you could put Guitar Pro on the phone, right? Perhaps, right? And if they didn't fully do that, now they can do that, right? But like if you were to put Guitar Pro on the phone, then I would be able to put the beat on the phone somehow. The beat would be able to compress the digital audio file format of the musical song, and put it and suppress it and convert it in such a way where the beat is on the phone, and the phone is just kind of, I mean, the song or the musical program, Guitar Pro, that records music and makes beats, that would be on the phone for the program itself on the phone to play the song just in the background, not necessarily, but you would have to have a whole new phone. So I'm just kind of working with the nature of tech, right? What does that mean, working with the nature of tech? Well, it probably was already done in like 2020. So kudos there, right? Because like, but like the ability to put it on the phone, and it doesn't just have to be Apple, right? It could be like Samsung and even beyond Samsung and Apple respectively. But obviously there's going to be a phone where you're going to be able to put like a music production program, right? Like Guitar Pro or Fruity Loops or Logic or whatever. So like obviously within the rise of technology, the phones would have will have that option more accessible in the future. And it was probably quote unquote suppressed technologically, end quote, because they're saving that future for later in the future. What am I talking about? The ability to put a music program on your phone like Guitar Pro, and it doesn't have to be Apple. And I'm just saying that because the real quote unquote the real innovation really from a DAO perspective, from a dancing Wooly master perspective or whatever, chill with it, is original open source. And the real innovation comes from you having a relationship with the lack. What am I talking about? When you have less of the material world for whatever reason, that's where the inspiration and the innovation comes, because then you're forced to build something new from nothing, right? You're in a certain context of having a relationship with a lack, and from that lack, that there's a type of nothingness, and you need something just as a basic unit of consciousness, and you being a creature. So if you need something, then you're forced to kind of improvise, right? Compromise. So within that forcing of improvise, then ideas come from you needing to the ideas are coming from your unique ideas and your unique innovation. We'll just say it comes from your ability to improvise, right? So if you kind of ignore, the innovation of life for whatever reason, then you ultimately are bearing your innate gift and talent to improvise. And why is improvising so important? So you could have a unique relationship with future innovation and your own personal innovation, original open source. And that personal innovation is important because whatever you need to build, the idea that you could co-create with someone could help you with your project, right? So what am I talking about? In the future, the phones they're going to do like 5 years from now, just general cell phones are going to be way different. Just casually saying it. I'm not trying to get too heated with the conversation. I'm in a casual mind state, right? So there's a difference between conversating and debating, etc. So we have to like draw that line of like, is this a conversation or is this a random debate without, revealing that intention behind that for whatever reason. So what am I trying to say here is like, if I post a beat that's like me just like kind of like preparing that I'm gonna spit on the beat, but like I'm doing beats, just kind of like the volumes, the audio levels are like extremely fucked up because I have a phone, I play the beat on the phone, and obviously the volume is different. So, but if the beat was on the phone itself, then it would be up to me to buy like something of like like an audio box, right? Or whatever the proper word for it is. And I used to mess around with like Studio One. So it's up to me to have an audio box. So is there an audio box add-on for phones? And I'm just casually saying that because I'm a musical artist that is trying to find innovation where I could actually start pumping out songs. Because if I pump out songs like, even if it's like quality lyrics, structured lyrics on the beat, I have to balance out the audio levels and the audio waveforms and the audio like wavelengths of just the particular types of streams of sounds that are running through the vocalization process to the program, right? Or the vocalization expression or the creation to the program, right? So like the beat would need to be there, that the add-on and the vocals would be need to be there, and then you could add on vocals, and then you could change the beat, right? Or if it's not a stationary instrumental, then you would make the beat, right? And making the beat takes the drums, guitars, keyboards, bass, etc., etc., right? So within that, shout out to all the, and I don't really care. Like I'm just one with nature. It's like I'm so like, God is shit. God's universe is energetically abundant. Maybe the best things in life are free, but we just can't notice that because we're just like caught up in some type of like, material rat race, not good, not bad. That's the game of the Matrix, right? It's not, and for me to not demonize it and for us to pause to understand it, that's another gift, so we're shitting on our own gifts if we're not doing the shadow work. Because if we're not doing the shadow work, then we're not seeing what we could be grateful for, right? And if we don't see what we're grateful for, then that sounds like a personal problem, respectively. So I want to keep this like short and sweet. And I like like in the future on Monday, I'm gonna spit to this beat, and I just want to kind of come on here just to like share, the energy of like, I guess I'm not. I don't like using the English language sometimes because it's not like it's not necessarily like the language of the soul, right? It's just like a fragmented version of the soul. But like I guess like because like the words, they could be like they're doing something to the brain, in such a way we don't even understand. Not good, not bad. It's just a different mind matrix game. It's a software of a mind game. The English language is a software of a mind game because when we use words, those words aren't necessarily like the true alignment of what those sounds mean in relationship to the soul, right? But it's just a minor fragment of what we're trying to explain, and we're trying to consolidate it into just a one single word, right? So if we consolidate it to one single word, for example, the word I'm thinking of is excitement, right? I'm coming on here to share my excitement. Yeah, but like not really. I'm coming on here to kind of do like a quote unquote protest about it, end quote. See, the words aren't necessarily doing justice, because if I want to make a quality song, I want to kind of like bring it in a demo format, a demo fashion, so it could possibly sell, right? Quote unquote sale. It could kind of sell though. And also a different like parallel industry would be like how general law is changing towards the general future of nature, and and people who just kind of like have their weird relationship with shitting on nature, beyond the race, because some people could just be so entitled on a toxic energy that they've spun themselves in a narrative where now they find themselves fighting nature without them even knowing it. Because if you're fighting another person in an out of key reason, then you're probably fighting something. You're like you're just fighting the nature, right? You're fighting the nature because whatever you could be fighting someone else for, right? Pause. Whatever you could be fighting someone else for, you're kind of doing that. So sometimes within the wars, someone is out of pocket, right? Respectively. What am I trying to say here? Some of the wars could be irrelevant because we could be hypocritical in like kind of saying like, and I'm just saying this standardly, like we could want to like we have similar natures. That's what I'm trying to point out here. Like if we have similar natures, then there's a lane of a solution to see, since we have similar natures, and this could end global conflicts, right? How could it end global conflicts? Seeing the similar natures that we have and seeing how like the similar blind spots we have, that means we have similar needs. So if we have similar needs, we could highlight each other's similar needs, and then the truth and the transparency will fix and patch that on an esoteric level to see how are the needs being kind of like distorted and exploited, right? Because if the needs are being exploited and distorted, then that's the particular esoteric problem right there. We're kind of like we're mishmashing the picture, right? It's like someone draws a picture in the sand, just in a rough example. And for some reason, the movie Lion King is coming up too, for some reason, like a lot, just casually. But it's like if you're trying to share a message casually and you draw a picture in the sand and someone smears the picture in the sand, then temporarily the message is lost, right? And I know that's a bad example, but there could be a different example. But the thing is, it's like to end conflict in general it's up to the individual in a courtroom of law. So help me God. It's up to them it's their final decision if they want to be absolutely truthful and transparent. And if they don't, then in due time, the patience of the matrix will deliver your quote unquote karma justice, end quote. Because we could say we're true and transparent, but the matrix standardly and naturally will test that truth and transparency. So it's not about like it's not about the quick wins. It's not about, I won this day, even though we have life ahead of us, right? It's not about the quick wins. It's about it's about the marathon of life. And if you don't see if it's about the marathon of life, that's cool. We're all like at different, stages in this shit, like I don't judge anything. If you want to go fucking party, if you want to go club out, shake that salsa thing, shake those tits, whatever, I don't judge that. I'm just saying there's something else to be of concern, right? And it's our relationship with innovation and how that innovation could have a hacked, distorted law behind it. And if there's a hacked, distorted law behind it, supposedly the innovation could see the people who are doing that in an advanced way. Shouldn't there be an AI to organize the best coders and hackers of the world? Like, shouldn't there be an AI that just, and I have like way more underground shit that I don't even say, because you think like, this surface level shit really ain't shit either, It's like, are we brave? Are we following our human design strategy and authority? And why is it different for different cases, right? So everyone's different according to human design, right? Quote unquote, end quote. So that'd be cool if this phone like let me keep recording, but also let me rewind it. So there it is right there. With my good spiritual integrity, it's allowing me to like see like we have a different relationship with natural law and tech law, right? And since we have a different relationship with those different types of laws, supposedly if we're praising the fuck out of artificial intelligence and it's an advanced intelligence, then why it's up to me to push that advanced intelligence to tell what that advanced intelligence, what it's on a metaphysical level, and I'm just expressing the reflection of it, of like advanced artificial intelligence. How about you see who are the best hackers and coders, and on a general esoteric science energy level, which hackers and coders of the world are breaking tech law and natural law? Number one intelligence in the universe, and that will be proven. You have the best life ever.